We are absolutely swimming in audio and video content these days, right? But think about it. So much valuable information is just locked away in all those spoken words. Well, today we're going to look at the key that unlocks it all, Amazon Transcribe. Let's dive in and see how this thing turns everyday speech into text we can actually do something with. All right, first things first, let's get our bearings. You've probably heard of Amazon Polly, the service that takes text and makes it talk. Well, Amazon Transcribe is its mirror image. It does the complete opposite. It listens to spoken words and turns them back into text. They're basically two sides of the same AI coin. So how does it actually work? I mean, it's not magic, even though it can feel like it. The engine under the hood is a technology called automatic speech recognition, or ASR for short. And that's the sophisticated AI that's doing all the heavy lifting, automatically processing language and turning it into a written format that we can actually use. Okay, so how do you actually use this thing? The best way to think about Transcribe is like a toolkit. And in that toolkit, you've got two primary tools. And which one you grab really depends on your audio. Is it live, happening right now, or is it a file that you've already recorded? That's the key question. And here they are, those two main options. First up, you've got real-time transcription. This is for all the live stuff, using a microphone to capture and write out speech as it's being spoken. And then you have batch transcription. This is for when you've already got the audio or video files. You just upload them, even a whole bunch at once, and let Transcribe get to work. And this is where it all starts to click, right? The real-time mode is perfect for things like live meetings or generating closed captions for a broadcast as it's happening. Batch mode, on the other hand, is a total lifesaver for things like turning an entire semester of recorded lectures into searchable study notes or digging through a massive archive of old interviews. So powerful. All right, let's look at what else is in the toolkit, because it's got more than just the basics. Transcribe comes packed with some seriously smart features that are built right in, and these are things that work automatically to make your transcripts way more useful and a lot more secure. First up, and this one is awesome, is automatic language detection. Just picture this. You have a whole collection of audio files from all over the world. Instead of you having to go through and manually tell the system, okay, this one's French, this one's Japanese, Transcribe can just listen and figure it out all on its own. How cool is that? So why is that such a big deal? Well, if you deal with any kind of international content, this is an absolute game changer. It means you can process global audio sources without a ton of manual prep work, which makes your entire workflow incredibly efficient. Next is a really critical feature for privacy, PII redaction. PII just stands for personally identifiable information, the sensitive stuff like names, phone numbers, addresses. This feature automatically finds and removes that data right from the transcript. And this is huge for any business, and it's about more than just checking a compliance box. By redacting sensitive details from, say, support calls, you're not only protecting customer privacy, but you're also able to unlock insights from data that would otherwise be totally off limits. It's basically security by default. Okay, so the standard toolkit is already pretty powerful. But what if your audio has a lot of specific jargon, or product names, or acronyms? Well, let's look at how you can fine-tune this toolkit to really boost its accuracy. You've basically got two main paths you can take here. The first is creating custom vocabularies. This is kind of like giving Transcribe a little cheat sheet for specific words it needs to know. The second, more advanced path is to build custom language models, where you actually train a new AI model using your own industry's documents. And the details here are pretty fascinating. For a custom vocabulary, you sometimes have to teach the system how to hear a certain term. For example, to get it to recognize C++, you'd actually have to write it out as C++. It's these little tweaks that help the AI process those unique phrases perfectly. So when do you need that more powerful option, the custom language model? Well, you use it when your entire field speaks its own dialect. Think about legal depositions, financial earnings calls, or engineering reports. By feeding it your own documents, you're essentially teaching Transcribe to speak your company's unique language. And speaking of specialized fields, some industries are so complex they need their own dedicated toolkit. And that brings us to the specialist kit for one of the most demanding fields of all, healthcare. This is Amazon Transcribe Medical. And let's be clear, this is not a general-purpose tool. It's a highly specialized service built from the ground up with just one purpose in mind: to accurately understand and transcribe the complex language of medicine. So what does that mean in practice?
It means the service comes pre-trained to understand things like physician dictations, the names of prescriptions, complex medical conditions, and detailed surgical procedures, all right out of the box. And that level of accuracy is just absolutely critical in a clinical setting.
So, from general calls to highly specific medical notes, Transcribe unlocks the information hidden in speech. Which leaves us with one final thought. If every spoken word could be instantly searched, analyzed, and understood, what problems would you solve first?